Hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. This time we're going to be covering the new legendary gems that are being added into the game with the new storyline content and everything that is upcoming on the September 11th, 12th update. Alright, so good thing I had a previous video where I did the one and done run of the Mirrored Jewels event because I should have known with this major update coming they were going to add yet more gems to the game. I call it at this point, especially in Battlegrounds, I call it gem throw up, unfortunately, because it's a bit much. But I mean, we knew this from the outset of Diablo Immortal that they leaned heavy into legendary gems and their abilities and effects. It's just, I think, entirely gotten a little out of hand at this point, and they just kind of stack on top of each other and just make for a convoluted mess. But nonetheless, here we are, because this one here is called the 5-star, the new 5-star. You can see the pretty image on both sides. I do have the global notes again on the left side and the Chinese Google translated patch notes on the right-hand side over here, for any kind of things that they might have left out. I do like the description first and foremost of the wolf heart on this side over here. So I'm going to read this one because it explains like what it does, I think, a bit better than the other side. They did assign the maximum rank 10, of course they did, the maximum rank 10 values onto the global patch notes. So that's why there is numeric values attached to these over here. So we'll just kind of read the description of actually what it does right now first. So the wolf heart, or the global version, the wolf heart, but it's spelled and it almost looks like it was be said as wolf heart. But when you deal damage, you gain the power of wolf for 6 seconds with a cooldown of 20 seconds, which is the standard fare for all of these. During this period, your damage will add wolf claw marks to the enemy, and when 5 layers are stacked, you have to get 5 layers. Once that accumulates, which would probably happen in a matter of half a second anymore with how we can do damage in this game, they'll probably be applied immediately. It will explode and cause damage. Now keep that in mind. Now, considering how fast we can add damage, I am now curious, thinking this out just now, if that can reapply. If that reapplies and you can have multiple explosions, that's going to be severely busted, because you can apply a massive amount of damage over 6 seconds really, really easy in this. And the way certain things, especially dots, sometimes can reapply themselves, which is very terrible. I think they should have only one run and be done with it across the board for everybody, because it's gotten out of hand where they reapply themselves sometimes, and then you just go through that whole process over again. Yeah, I'm kind of afraid that this might happen that same way, and if so, this is going to be very, very, very powerful. I think this is probably going to be even better even than a roiling, for that matter, but who knows. Yeah, this one's kind of a combination of roiling, Ignis Scorn, and if you think about the Angmet set that applies the burn marks, think of all of that. I think this gem pretty much will cover most. So that's going to be kind of crazy. And not only does it do all that, what I've just read, it also, you gain the power of the wolf during that time for 3 seconds, increasing the speed, rapidly increasing the speed of you and your allies. Attack speed. Now here it says speed. This says speed over here. The global note says attack speed. So that's interesting. Granting 14 increased attack speed to nearby enemy or nearby allies for 3 seconds. You and nearby allies. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, yeah. So yeah, this 5-star gem here is something else. So I mean, are we surprised at this point they have to keep outdoing ones in the past that people spent all kinds of money on upgrading, and now some of them are left literally in the gem power dust? And now we have these new, the new ones, of course, which are obviously more bait to get people to spend again. But hey, it's business. It's how it goes. We all know this by now, hopefully, and know what to invest in and what to avoid at times, you know, depending on your situations. Yeah, so just take that for what you will. All right, the next one is the Cold Confidant, as it says in global, which is called the Cold Companion, which I actually prefer that better over here. But anyway, Let's see, here we go. This one's a little different between the two sides. Now, this one has upgrade entry effect, which I think is just mainly meaning when you upgrade the gem, it will increase the health of the ice sigil. So that's why this one only says 300% of your maximum health. The Cold Confidant on the global side here, let's read this description instead. Dealing damage with this 2-star gem. Summons a pillar of ice at the enemy's location with life equal to 500% of your maximum life. So that's going to be crazy on whales for sure. But again, this is going to be strifed a little bit in PvP, mind you, so the percentages might be a little bit less, but regardless, you still have more life as a whale. So yeah, this one's going to be crazy. Now, enemies near the pillar are chilled and dealt X amount of damage, of course, depending on how high it's ranked up. The pillar persists for 6 seconds or until destroyed. Now, this one says enemies near the pillar are chilled and dealt damage each second. So keep that in mind, chilled. What do we know on various classes, of course, out there? And I'm thinking, of course, the wizard aspect. Whenever you can chill, there's also the aspect that you can possibly also freeze them. So that's what I'm looking at when it comes to that gem right now, and I'm getting some ideas. So there you go. Other classes, of course, have that ability to do so as well with chill to freeze. But so, yeah, this is going to be kind of crazy. It's fortunately probably going to be a stationary thing. So like when it procs, say if you try to use it when defending or attacking on the idols as they're moving, well, you know, I don't know how big it's going to be either. I'm curious to see how big it's going to be. It's a pillar, though, so it might be, I don't know. The necro pillars, mind you, the circles that they leave behind, those can be fairly large in radius, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. It's a 2-star, so they might not make it too large, but again, we won't know until the day of. All right, and then the 1-star gem here actually looks pretty good, too. It is increases your skill damage. Now, this is a max rank of 10, mind you, by 18%, and increase skill attack speed by 4%. So not only does it do more damage with your skills, it also increases the speed. So yeah, I have to keep that in mind in the effects. Now for wizard, of course, in my case, yeah, that looks very good to me because we can't cast our primary attacks while moving, which has always sucked, unlike a bunch of other classes that can attack on the go. So a lot of times I look for more stuff that increases my skill damage just overall. Now granted, our primary attack damage is nothing to, laugh at for sure, and actually is pretty potent, but the fact that you have to stand still when using your primary attack as a wizard kind of sucks. So skill damage increase, I'm actually looking at this one very closely, and I'm going to have a hell of a hard time trying to figure out which one to swap out for a 1-star gem as opposed to the 2 and 5 stars that I run with mostly. So yeah, that is the new gems. Well, let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments down below, of course, what you're really interested in. If, the initial first impression assessment on this is close or what have you. I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating a lot right now as to how this is going to go, but the wolf heart I feel is going to be definitely wanted on the market, like right out the gate, and for a hefty price too. As of course, if you really need the platinum and whatever, and if you happen to acquire one of these, that's your choice to make. So anyway, and then the modified drop table, one last note here. The modified drop table, of course, per usual in any gacha game, is just considered a banner, if you're familiar with that, and it basically is just going to increase the drop rates ever so slightly for these ones whenever you run crests when this goes live, of course, during this time frame. So keep that in mind. It's still going to be RNG, hit or miss at best, but it will have increased chance. So take that for what you will, as always. But anyway, until next time, everybody, stay safe out there in the real world. And far as always, take care of yourselves as best you can, one day at a time. It's all we can do, especially again with everything that's been going on lately. And until next time, see ya.